All right, so welcome back to another video building the Nightmare 200SX. In this video, I'm building the K member again, and went with a completely different style of lower control arm. No more tension rods. It's a Mustang tubular lower control arms. So I'll show you the process and how I'm building all that. Stay tuned. I got the my lower control arms, tubular Mustang Fox body lower control arms back. He just needed this for reference, but he did some work on my actual spindles. He tapered these out to fit the ball joints for the Mustang lower control arms. Tapped the bottom for the CTSV calipers, and he drilled out the bolts or whatever for my struts, my import drag solutions coilovers. So that all being done means I can put a new K member under this car and have everything where I can bolt it up. First off, I've got to bolt this stock cross member back up. I mean, it's in there, I just got to tighten it up. I'm going to put the lower control arms, my stock S12 lower control arms, back on it. I'm going to hang a plumb bob where the ball joint is, like, and mark it on the ground. So it's exactly where it was before whenever I change the new suspension. I don't want to in or out any further. I don't want it forward or back any further. I want exactly where it was, just for geometry and all that, and I want it to all still work the same, just be way more stable with the A-arm style lower control arms. The S12 lower control arms, they're like real thin and kind of scary, and I did away with the tension rods because I was doing this. So obviously the S12 stuff, or S13 or S14, has got to go. So that's all getting changed out for the A-arms, and I've got to make the new K member. I'm probably going to tack everything to the car for right now, and then weld it all up, and then pull it back down, and then make where I can bolt it in, because I don't think I want it to be solid to the car forever. So that's the plan today. Just a little progress report of what's going on right here. So I put this stock suspension back on, the cross member and lower control arms, and then I hung a plumb bob from the ball joint, so I knew exactly where it would be sitting on the ground or whatever. So I just have this sitting here for right now, just for reference. But I needed to know exactly, how far this needed to be up forward, because this is a much longer rack than what my stock rack is. So same thing over here. I plumb bobbed this side. There used to be a brake where the brake hose mount was. That's what this is. I cut that off and ground it down. This is all undercoated. So I'm gonna clean this up and then undercoat it again. So right here, I'm gonna plate this. Use that angle iron, and then I'm gonna weld the tubing from the cross member to that plate. You know what I mean? So then you can run the lower control arm tabs off of this, and it'll be like a regular K member that came out of like a Mustang or something like that. So they don't make a K member for a 87 Nissan 200SX. So gotta make do and build your own stuff. So that's what I'm out here doing right now. What's up? Still in the shop. This thing is not fun. I'm like double, triple, quadruple checking stuff that, you know, like I did this once and it didn't work out the way I wanted it. So now I'm like not scared, but like literally checking everything. So let me show you where I'm at. All right, so just cut these. Got the new cross member in. I just threw this on the tubing bender back there. We shall see, but I mean, it turned out pretty good. This whole deal looks good. I cleaned it up. Obviously, I'm gonna, once I tack this all up again, I'm gonna pull it back out and I'll sand this and weld it, or sand it and paint it. Well, once I tack it, I'll weld it, grind it, sand it, paint it, put it back in here with the new control arms on it, and it'll be a whole different car, because I don't know if there's ever been this style of suspension on a Nissan 200SX, but this thing is gonna work. So really happy with the bends. I built that stand that it's on, and I broke it twice because I didn't use thick enough metal. So it's coming along. So I decided against the angle iron under here. I'm gonna go with this plate. I formed it to this little curve or whatever, like I made a bend in it. And I'm gonna run a piece of tubing straight from here to the cross member. Run that piece of tubing, and you saw I just tacked that like super, super light. I'm gonna pull it back down and I'm gonna drill and tap 2 holes in that plate, or drill and tap 2 holes so I can bolt that plate straight to my subframe. And that'll be 4 bolts on each side. That'll be 8 bolts total to hold the K member up, to hold all this front suspension. I think that's plenty. And it's got way more tie-in points than what the stock crap had. So I ain't worried about it. I think this is gonna work good. So here is the new K member. Completely different setup than the last time, but I changed to the A-arm, lower control arms, the tubular, Fox body, lower control arms or whatever. So this is gonna be the new setup. All right, so back out the shop. I just set the A-arms up for the bottom, and I tacked in place all the tabs that I'm gonna use, and one of them I'm gonna adjust real quick because it's off a little bit. Just, it wasn't like perfectly in line. I had a bolt in it, but I didn't have it tight, so it was off a little bit. So I just gotta adjust that real quick, and then I'm gonna weld this thing up. So I'll give you a little glimpse of what it looks like right now. Like a coilover box or whatever for the front. I'm just gonna run 2 tabs for the back. Same thing on the other side. I just tacked these in place. This is the one I gotta adjust. I gotta move it over a little bit. No big deal. Yeah, so I mean, this is definitely gonna turn out good. I'll weld this thing up solid. and A-arms will be able to go on it, and it'll look good. And then I can put the spindles on it, put the hubs on the spindles, put the coilovers back on it, put the wheels on it, put it back on the ground. So I'm excited. Actually, after I get this all done, it's gonna get painted. So that'll be next. Weld this up, wire brush it, get this all cleaned up and painted black. Everything's gonna be black on this car. The car is gonna be like a dark charcoal gray, so black will go good with that. So y'all stay tuned. All right, so this is it. All painted up. I just set it back inside. I had it outside, so looks pretty good. Came out good. I still got to do the mounts for the rack on the front, but I don't really care. That I can do whenever it's attached to the car, so that's no big deal at all. So that is the K-Member now, and this thing is going to be back on the ground very shortly. So thank y'all for checking it out. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it. Check y'all next time.